Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Am I audible? Anyone can reply. Am I audible? You can reply by chat also. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so the agenda for today's session is that in today's session we have to discuss about how can we prepare sociology optional for UPSC IAS examination. So in today's session we are going to discuss about why we should choose sociology as an optional paper, and if you are choosing sociology as an optional paper, what are the benefits? Is it an easier subject? Is it an easy subject to cover in? Can it be covered in 3, 4, 5 months? uh, will it be good for a person who is from different background, a person who is not having training in social sciences? Is it good for an engineer? Is it good for an architect? Is it good for a medical science medical science graduate? We have to see about these things. Okay, so I will start with the very basic concept, that very basic idea that what are the stages of this examination. As you all know, this is an examination conducted by Union Public Service Commission, and this examination has 3 stages. First stage is the preliminary stage, PT, or the second stage is the mains, the descriptive stage, and third stage is your interview. In your PT examination, there will be 2 papers. One will be for CSAT, another one will be for the general studies objective paper. Once you will qualify your PT examination, you will have to appear in your mains examination. Marks of the mains examination will be counted. It will be added for making ranks. So the scoring marks in mains examination is very much important. And that is why an optional subject is so much important, because it becomes very much crucial, very much deciding factor in how much score you have and how on what kind of rank you are going to get in your uh, final merit list. So this is very much important. So as I told you, this examination is of 3 stages, and in the second stage you will have 4 general studies paper and two optional papers. You have to choose one optional subject, and in that optional subject you will have 2 papers. So besides that, there will be an essay paper, and there will be some compulsory language paper, etc. Notification for this examination comes in the month of February, and a prelims examination is conducted in the month of June. In the mains will be conducted in September, October. This is the general schedule, and interview is conducted in Feb, March, and final merit list comes in the month of April last or May 1st. This is the general schedule, and the schedule for 2021 is also out. You can check it on UPSC website, is already there. So uh, you have an idea what this examination is, and what is the nature of this examination. In this examination, you are going to have three stages. First stage will be prelims, second stage will be your mains examination, and third will be interview. Okay, in mains examination, you are going to have uh, general studies, essay, and optional subject. In optional subject, you will have 2 papers. In general studies, you will have 4 papers. Out of all written, total written marks will be of 750. 4 GS papers, 2 optional papers, 1 essay. Everything combined, it will come around 750. It will be the written test score, written marks for the written test. And for personality test, you have 275 marks. So total marks comes around 2025, and the merit list is made on the basis of how much marks you get. Okay. If you want to see the cutoff, you can again check out UPSC website. It's out for 2019. They have given the score, so it's already available there. You can check it out. Now, the main thing which we need to discuss in this session, that why we should choose sociology option. Why we should not choose some technical subject. If I am an engineer, or if I am a medical science graduate, or if I am an architect, if I have some kind of vocational training, if I have some kind of professional training, then why should I choose sociology? The answer is that sociology is comparatively easier subject, and you can cover the syllabus of this paper, this subject in for the purpose of UPSC examination in 3 4 months. If you try, if you take kids coaching, you try on your own, you attend classes, you can cover the syllabus. You will have a good command on the basic concepts, main theories of the subject in 3 4 months. Besides that, you don't need to have to take help of so many materials, so many sources. You can rely on your class notes, and you can take help of few standard tests. Okay, I will discuss about the textbook in the last of the session, but the important point here is that in order to prepare this subject, you don't need to rely on so many things. You can rely on your class notes, your self-prepared notes. At the same time, you can take help of some standard textbook. That will suffice. That will be more than enough. So, and the best thing about this thing is that this subject is very much related to everyone. As a member of society, you are knowing about society. You know what is caste, what is class, what is gender, what kind of gender relations are there, what kind of relationship present between men and women, what kind of relationship is present between different caste group in your society, what kind of power dynamics is taking place, what kind of economic system is playing in. So you have some idea. You are living in the society. You are familiar with each and every aspect of society. What you have to do in order to have a sociological understanding, you need to have a good conceptual and theoretical framework. In order to have a good conceptual framework, you need some kind of preparation, and for that purpose, this kind of coaching or some training is required. Uh, Even I will cover the syllabus also. In the syllabus, you will see that the syllabus is divided into two papers, and in the paper one, you have most of the theoretical concepts and theories, social theories. Uh, and in paper two is more like applied portion. In the paper two, you have to read about, you have to understand about different aspects of Indian society in India. What are the perspectives of different Indian sociologists on Indian society, or different sociologists on different aspects of Indian society, whether it is caste system in India, in the class system in India, tribal system in India, social class in India, gender issues. So this sort of applied portion is present in the paper two. In the paper two, you have to basically deal with the subject matter of Indian society. In paper two is very much conceptual. Paper one is very much conceptual. In paper one, you have theory and concepts. You have to read about the paper one starts with the emergence of the discipline, how this discipline started. Then you have to read about the major social theorists, major sociological theorists like Max Weber, Karl Marx, Emile Durkheim, Target Parsons, and G.H. Mead. These are the major theories. Beside that, you have to read about power, economy, kinship. These concepts are also there. So the important thing here is that in order to prepare this subject, you don't have to rely on so many sources. And the best thing is that familiarity. You have a familiarity with different issues of society, whether it's caste system, class system, gender issues, power dynamics, okay, economic changes. You are as a member of the society, you are familiar with these things, so you don't have to uh, go for very technical aspects. The conceptual and theoretical framework of paper one will help you in giving a good understanding of these social issues in very much sociological manner. So that is why this paper can be prepared in a comparatively shorter span of time with less effort. Okay, if you have good guidance, then it's quite possible that you will score much higher in the examination. If you'll see the trend, if you'll see the analysis of result, so UPSC result, you will find out of 100 students, top 100 students, around 18 20 students are having sociology option. Why they are choosing this sociology option, why they have opted for sociology option? Because it's very much applied in sociology. The best thing is that it's very much applied. People from different walks of life can understand different social issues in a very shorter span of time, in a very clear way. You don't have to put so much effort, and it's quite possible that you will score well. You will score much better than other optional subjects. Besides that, there are some added advantage. Added advantage are like that. First thing, it helps you in giving a good understanding of social issues, social problems, different kind of social processes. So in your descriptive exam, in mains exam, you will see there is a paper of essay, and essay paper is up to 15 marks. In essay paper, you will see that many topics will be on different social issues. Okay, it could be related with caste violence. It could be because of some kind of natural disaster. It could be because of it could be related to something like displacement, displacement because of some kind of development project. So these sort of questions will be there. And if you have studied sociology, in sociology and in the study of sociology optionally, you must be dealing with, you must have a good understanding of these kind of things. So when you are going for writing an essay also, the sociological understanding will help you in writing a very well, very good essay. So if you write a good essay, you will score better marks in your essay paper also. So it's an added advantage. Besides that, in general studies paper one, what you have a portion which is dealing with Indian society. If you have sociology optional, then it gives you a chance, a good fair chance that you will score much better in GS paper one. GS paper one, around 40-50 mark question will be from Indian society, and if you have sociology optional, you will score much better marks in GS paper 1. Besides that, in paper 4 also there are certain topics which are directly linked with sociology. So this subject is something which is giving help you, which is going to help you in scoring well in essay paper. It is going to help you well in GS paper 1. It is going to help you in scoring better marks in GS paper 4. And as I told you, this paper is, this subject is easy to cover, easy to understand, and it can be covered in shorter span of time. So it's quite possible that if you put a little bit of effort, you will score much better marks in your optional two papers. That is 250 marks for paper 1 sociology optional, 250 marks for paper 2 sociology optional. Out of 500 marks, if you will check the scores of many toppers, you will see that the students have succeeded in scoring around 325, 330 marks. So 330, 325 marks is quite good marks. It's quite difficult to score this much marks, this level of scored in other options. There are some other options, of course, which are popular, and sociology is also equally popular optional. But in sociology, it is giving you a good chance to score 320 plus marks in your optional paper. And if you are going to score 320 plus marks, it is almost certain that you will have a selection. You will definitely get selected. So these are the main points. These are the points which are very much important for a beginner who is who is in the process of selecting optional subject for this examination. I can assure you a few things, that if you have a good analytical mind and if you put a little bit of effort, you have chances that you will get clarity on the different concept theories of this paper in a very short span of time. In 3-4 months, you will have good clarity on different conceptual theoretical aspects of sociology. And if you have good conceptual theoretical aspects of sociology, then understanding other parts of the syllabus, like the portions of paper 2, in which we have to deal with different aspects of Indian society, whether it is caste system, class system, gender, tribal issues, different displacement induced, different development induced displacement, some other social problems. These things can be understood. These things can be explained in much better way if you have conceptual and theoretical understanding of social. And if you put 3-4 months in understanding concepts, theories, it's quite certain you will have good clarity on the issues of on the topics of paper 2 also. So that is why I'm telling you that this subject is so good. This subject is good, and this optional is quite successful optional subject. So if you are trying to, if you are in the process of opting your optional paper, you can go for this subject because this subject is quite scoring, and you can prepare this subject in shorter span of time and without much effort. Though as you are preparing for the civil service, you will have, it's obvious that you have to put effort, but it's not like technical subjects. It's not like mechanical engineering. It's not like electrical engineering. It's not like medical science. It's not like physics, chemistry. It's comparatively easier. The issues of sociology, issues which we will discussing in the sociology, are quite familiar to you. You are aware of these things and you are dealing with these things in your everyday life. So when you will start preparing sociology optional, when you will start studying this subject, then uh, it's it's going to be easy. It's going to be comparatively easy task. And at the beginning, I'm going to cover the subject, nature of the subject also. At, at this juncture, do you have any observation, any kind of question? You can intervene at any point of time. If you think that you have some kind of query, you can ask. You can ask through chat. You can ask directly using your microphone also. Okay. If there is no query at this point of time, then I will move on to the nature of the subject. The subject, I will discuss a little bit about this subject, how this discipline emerged. This discipline basically emerged in European context. In the European context, in early phases of modern industrial period, in the early period of modern industrial period, when the European society was going through a lot of turmoil, lot of turmoil was there, social changes were taking place, large scale migration was taking place from rural areas to urban centers because industries were being set up. So industrial centers were growing, urbanization was taking place, lot of changes were taking place in European society. Under this context, it was felt by a group of scholars that a new branch of knowledge should be started so that we can understand the issues of society, the social change, social transformation, social problem in more scientific. And this was the period in which the physical sciences, especially the discipline of physics, chemistry, they were progressing like anything. They were progressing a lot. A lot of theoretical discoveries were being taking place in the discipline of physics and chemistry, and a lot of innovation was taking place in different engineering, and different kind of innovation was taking place. So a lot of things was going on in the scientific discipline. So a group of scholars from different walks of life, they had different kind of training, but they wanted to start a discipline which will focus on social issues in scientific one. So they wanted to use the methodology of pure sciences, the methodology of physical sciences, to explore social reality, understand social reality, and analyze social reality so that we can have a scientific understanding of social issues. Okay, many scholars were related in this were engaged in this process. Many scholars. It was Saint Simon, later on Auguste Comte, and many more scholars, which became very much influential in starting up of this discipline, this newer discipline. It was Auguste Comte who succeeded in giving us the name sociology for this discipline. The discipline sociology got its name by the effort of Auguste Comte. Auguste Comte was very much fascinated by the kind of development was taking place in the field of physical sciences, pure sciences. So he wanted a discipline, a newer discipline, which will be different from history, which will be different from economics, which will be different from psychology, which will be different from philosophy. This discipline will focus on the scientific study. Scientific study, it will employ the methodology of pure sciences in order to explore social reality, to understand social problem, to see social changes. Okay, so under this context, sociology started. And as I gave you the name of the scholar, it was Auguste Comte who has coined the term of sociology, and with his effort, this new branch of knowledge got established. We have many key figures in sociology. In sociology, it started with the effort of Saint Simon Auguste Comte, but there are some key figures, stalwarts in the discipline of sociology, like Emile Durkheim, Karl Marx, Max Weber, George Simmel, uh, GS Mead, etc. So the thing is, the point here is that the discipline started under one concept, and in when the early modern industrial phase of European society was taking place, in that context, the discipline emerged. After that, it got matured with the effort of especially Karl Marx, Emile Durkheim, and Max Weber. These three thinkers, they become the founding fathers of this sociology. The August Comte, as he has given us the name, who succeeded in establishing this new branch of knowledge, he is of course called the father of sociology. But the three key figures in the discipline of sociology are three white men. These three white men were Emile Durkheim, Max Weber, and Karl Marx. They had different approaches. They succeeded in fine-tuning the methodology of sociological understanding. They established how sociological work should be conducted, how sociological research can be done. Karl Marx had a different training. He had training in philosophy, he had a training in economics, but his way of looking at social change, social transformation, social reality was so much influential. The dialectical materialistic approach of Karl Marx becomes so much important, so much influential in all walks of life, in all disciplines of social sciences, that even sociology, he is considered a key founding father, key figure of the discipline of sociology. In the same way, Emile Durkheim has immense importance. He was a person who was very much fascinated with the discipline. He was very much devoted. He started journals of sociology. He was influential in starting up, establishing new department of sociology in university. So this man was very much fascinated, and he with this discipline, and at the same time he succeeded. He succeeded in giving a completely different way of looking at social issues, societal changes, societal transformation. He has given us the key ideas, key works. His major works are division of labor in society. His major work is rules of sociological method. His major work is suicide. So he has given us an approach how we should do sociological study, how we should conduct sociological research, and what should be the subject matter of the sociology, in which manner this subject matter should be explored, in which manner the research should be conducted, okay, in which manner the discipline of sociology should develop. In the same way, Max Weber was equally important. Max Weber was equally important because he has also further fine-tuned the methodology. The discipline, as I told you, was very much fascinated with scientific approach. The scientific method, which was later called the positivistic approach. So the discipline initially was very much fascinated with this positivistic approach, but he deviated. He said that no, this obsession for positivism is not going to play a good role. It's not going to succeed. It's not going to give us a clear cut, finer understanding of social reality, because social reality is so much chaotic. Social reality is so much vast, unorganized. We as a society is so much diverse. In society, we have to deal individuals of different kind, social groups of different kind, societal issues of different kind. So society is so much changing, transforming. Society is so much chaotic. You can't apply the positivistic method, the scientific method, the methods of pure sciences to explore and understand social reality in the same way the social sciences are doing in physical sciences or another pure sciences. So he said that instead of going for this uh, instead of getting obsessed for these methods of pure sciences, physical sciences, you better focus on first hand, or you better focus on interpretative approach. because the social reality is very vast and unorganized. So society is so much diverse. Social situation is very much chaotic. In order to understand society, you should have interpretive. The interpretive power of the sociologist should be used, and the approach should be interpretative. Okay, so he he gave us another approach of conducting social reality, social research. He gave us another approach of looking at social reality, okay, social problems, social change. That is why these figures are very much part and parcel of UPSC syllabus. Also. In UPSC syllabus, as I'm going to discuss about syllabus also in later part of the discussion, you will see Emile Durkheim, Karl Marx, Max Weber, Talcott Parsons, R.K. Merton, and J.H. Mead. They are the key sociologists, key theorists, which we have to study. So that is why I am telling you, in order to understand sociology, in order to prepare this subject, what you have to do, you have to have a good conceptual and theoretical understanding. Okay, the discipline, how this discipline emerged, and when this discipline was developing, what were the key, what were the key influential figures in the discipline, and what were their contributions? That much understanding you need to have. Okay, so that is the key portion of the syllabus. I discussed about this thing that how sociology emerged. As I gave you this idea that sociology emerged in one special context when a lot of social changes was taking place in the European society. Okay, and under that context, when a lot of social transformation was taking place, social changes was taking place, a lot of social turmoil was present, then a group of sociologists, group of scholars who had diverse academic training wanted to establish a new branch of knowledge which will study social realities, social changes in a scientific. Under this context, Auguste Comte, he, he tried to give a name to this new branch of knowledge. So initially, as he was very much fascinated with the methodology of physical sciences, so he wanted to give this new branch of knowledge name social physics. He wanted to use social physics as a name for this new branch of knowledge. But when he wanted to publish his paper, when he wanted to coin this term, then he found out that one statistician has already written on one paper. In that paper, he has used this term, social physics. So he could not use the term. So the social physics, the term was already taken, what was already used. So he wanted to give a new term to this new branch of knowledge. So what he did, he joined. We got, we have a hybrid, he made a hybrid word, one Latin word and one Greek word. He joined these two words, socius from Latin and logos from Greek. He joined and he made a hybrid word, socio plus logos, social. That is how this discipline got its name. And that man, Auguste Comte, who is known as the founding father of the sociology, this person has a clear-cut vision that this new branch of knowledge, it will focus on the scientific study of social reality. Okay, the approach, the agenda, or the focus of this new branch of knowledge will be the scientific study of social reality. How sciences are studying social reality, physical reality in physical sciences? They are doing observation. What are they doing? They are conducting different kind of experiments in their laboratory. Okay, and through their experiments, what are they doing? They are doing a lot of observation. Then they are doing experiments. They are conducting they are uh, collecting data, empirical data, and these data are being analyzed, interpreted, and certain findings are reached. This is the way, this is the scientific method. He wanted to do sociological research in the same. He wanted that sociologists should also do observation. Okay, sociologists should also collect empirical data. Okay, and this empirical data, it should be analyzed, interpreted, and findings should be reached. So the method of sociological study will be exactly same as it is being used in physical science, pure science. Okay, so when you will study you will start preparation of the subject, you will see he has made a hierarchy of disciplines, also hierarchy of sciences. Okay, and in this hierarchy of sciences he has kept sociology as at the top. So he had very high opinion of this discipline. He had very high opinion that the scope of this subject will be so much diverse, so much scientific, so much applied, so that it will be at the top of all science. So, many scholars has different views on this kind of uh, hierarchy of sciences and the approach on which August Comte was focusing, but the the bottom line here is that the person was is the founding father of the syllabus of the sociology. He is the founding father of sociology, and he has given us a methodology also. In each and every discipline, methodology part is very much important. Different disciplines are having different kind of methodology. In sociology, the methodology, the approach of doing research, conducting sociological research, was initially very much influenced by scientific approach, the positivistic approach. Later on, we got interpretative approach, in, the interactionist approach, different approaches emerged. But why this person is in so much important? Because he has given us the name. He was very much influential in establishing the new branch of knowledge, and he has given us a good sound methodological approach, sound methodological basis of doing sociological research. Okay. Later on, different kind of other approaches also emerged in the discipline, but his approach is equally important. How different scholars have tried to understand this discipline of sociology? As I told you, I had given you idea of Immanuel Durkheim. He is also a key figure in the discipline of sociology. He has given us good methodological approach. He has written books like Division of Labor in Society. He has written Rules of Sociological Method. He has written a book called Society. He has told us that we should, in order to do sociological research, we need to figure out what are social facts and how social facts are different from other facts. So he is very much important. Immanuel Kant says that this new branch of knowledge, it should study social institutions. So you will see that what should be the method and what should be the scope, what should be nature of this subject and what should be scope of this subject. On this issue also, different scholars have different kind of views. Okay, so Immanuel Durkheim, a key figure in the discipline of sociology, he thinks that it is a science, sociology is a science, and this science should study social institutions. There are other scholars like Augur and Nimhoff. They believe that it is this is a scientific study. The sociology is a scientific discipline. It is a method of scientifically studying social life. They wanted to study all walks of life. Okay, not only social institution, all aspects of social reality. Robert Parr, an American sociologist, he believes that we have to focus on collective behavior. Sociologists have to focus on collective behavior. Marshall Jones, a much later sociologist, he believed that this branch of knowledge should study man in relationship to another man. Okay, how men are interacting with each other. So you will see that there are different kind of approaches of studying sociology. So initially, the approach, the focus was on the study of social institutions. Later on, they wanted to study different walks of life, of social reality, different aspects of social reality. Later on, some sociologists focus on collective behavior, and some, I will discuss this interactionist approach. Some wanted to see the very micro dynamics of human relationship, how a man-to-man relationship is functioning in society, how, because everyday society is constructed, they believe, a group of scholars believe, and that society is constructed through everyday interactions. So interaction, a man-to-man interaction is very much important. So there are different approaches. The approach changed over the period of time, and that is what we have to understand. When we study this subject, when we try to prepare this subject, we have to see that how this discipline emerged, and initially what was the methodological approach, then what kind of other approaches developed, and what are the key approaches, what are the major approaches, what are the major perspectives of looking at social reality. Okay. In sociology, what we have to study. In sociology, as a layman or as a student of sociology, first thing we have to deal with is individuals. You, me, your friends, family members, everyone are individuals. So when we try to understand social reality, basically we are dealing with individuals. First thing, first first unit of society is of course individual. Then we have social groups. There are different kind of groups in society. There are different kind of groups. There are some groups are called primary groups. Some groups are called secondary groups. There are some groups, some social groups in which we are very much closely linked, very much intimately related. Family is one kind of social group. Then we have some another kind of social group, like peer groups, or your group of co-workers, your colleagues. These are also groups, but these are not so much closely linked, closely associated with you. You are not emotionally attached to these groups, or you are less attached to these groups. So, there are different ways of looking at it in society. First, first unit which we have to deal with is individual. Then we have to deal with different kind of groups. Groups could be primary, secondary, and then there is third unit. It's called social institution. Social institution is very much important. You have to look at what kind of social institution we have. We have family system, we have marriage system, okay? We have kinship system, and then we have bureaucratic system, then we have legal system, then we have political system, economic system. Okay, these are what? These are social institutions. Okay, these are institutions. Family system is an institution, kinship system is an institution, uh, the marriage system is an institution. And you will see that this, whether it's a family system or marriage system or kinship system, its nature changes from society to society. In the North Indian society, the kinship system is quite different from that of the South Indian society. And the South Indian society or North Indian society, the kinship system of South Indian society or the North Indian society is quite different from that of the Garo society or the Khasi society, okay, or from that of an African society. So the three units which we have to deal with in sociological exploration are individual groups, social groups, and third is institutions. And you will see that individual, social groups, and institutions, they all are embedded together in society. Okay, they together constitute a larger social unit, which is called social structure. In social structure, what we have? In social structure is basically an arrangement in which individuals, groups, and institutions, they are closely linked with each other. They are in relationship to each other. So in sociology, what we have to do, you can start sociological study, exploration of social reality, understanding of society, either through the study of social structure, which is comparatively much bigger social unit, or you can focus on individuals. Okay, either you can start from the top or you can start at the bottom. So if you are starting from the top, your approach will be macroscopic in nature. Your approach of sociological research, sociological understanding, sociological exploration will be macroscopic, or it can be said it is kind of telescopic in nature. You are looking at things from a distance. Okay, you are focusing on the larger social unit, or You could take a microscopic approach. You can focus on individuals. Okay, what kind of role they have, if they are interacting with each other, so how they are constituting, how their everyday life is being manifested, how everyday life is functioning, how do they interact with other individuals, how do they function, okay, in their everyday interactions, what is going on, okay. You will have to make, you are focusing on the very microscopic approach. You are focusing on the everyday mundane aspect of an individual's life. So approach could be macroscopic, approach could be microscopic, but in both approaches, what you are doing, you are actually trying to understand social reality. One approach will focus on generalization, okay, in which you will focus on generalization. You will make grand theories also. In another approach, you won't focus on making grand theories over generalization. If generalization possible, you will generalize. If not possible, okay, let it be. You will try to understand social reality through micro dynamics of this. So these are the approaches of of understanding social reality. These are the approaches through which we explore social reality. We understand social reality. Okay. Under these approaches, we try to understand social realities. I will skip this one and I will come to the different approaches. In sociology, three major perspectives have emerged. First is functional, second is conflict, third is interaction. What is functional? Functional approach is the work is the approach in which Emile Durkheim, okay, Dalford Parsons, R.K. Merton, these scholars have contributed. What they believe that in society, individuals, society is composed of different kind of structures. Okay, as a human body, as in human body, you have different organs. Each organ has certain kind of function. Okay, so your liver has some specified function, your kidney has some specified function, and they all are working in collaboration, in association with each other, so that they can maintain a functional body. In the same way, they believe that in society there are different kind of structures, social structures. They and these social structures have defined function. If they perform their function well, if each and every structure of society is doing their function well, then the social equilibrium is always maintained. Okay, the social harmony is maintained, the social order is maintained. Focus is given on social order. There is another approach which is called conflict theory or the conflict approach, conflict perspective. What are they believe, no, this kind of focus on harmony, the focus on social order, social equilibrium, that is an overstated thing. In society, what we have, in society we have scarce resources. Okay, the economic resource is scarce, the political power is scarce, and different individuals, groups, okay, they are always in fight with each other, they are always in struggle with each other in order to have control over these scarce resources, whether it is economic resource or whether it's a political power. Okay, this is called conflict approach, conflict perspective. Then there we have a third approach. Third approach is that the, the, the third approach, the third perspective says that you are focusing on the grand aspects of society. In society, what is important in society, according to interaction school, they believe that in society the human interaction between one individual and another individual, because it is the human interaction which constitute society. Through human interactions, through everyday human interaction, society is constituted and society is functioning. So in order to have a good understanding of society's social reality, what we have to do, we have to focus on the microdynamics. Microdynamics in which what we have to focus on the human interaction, everyday human interaction. These are three major. You can see that the first two are macroscopic in nature. in which we are focusing on social structure, okay, whether it is political power, whether it's economic system, or whether you are focusing on overall functioning of the society, okay, social equilibrium, social order. These are macroscopic. And the third approach is basically a microscopic approach in which they are focusing on everyday interaction, everyday human interaction. They say that society emerges, develops through everyday human interaction. It is the human being which is most important. So we have to focus on human interaction. These are three major perspectives in society. Under these three perspectives, we have different kind of theories, and when you will start preparation, you will start understanding, you will start studying the subject matter of sociology, you will come to know about these different theories associated with different theories under different perspectives, under different school. Okay. What kind of major topics we have in sociology? What we actually do in sociology? In sociology, we we are focusing on different issues. Like the one issue could be the relationship between men, women, and others. You know, till few years back, there was no other this other category. In your examination forms also, you didn't could not find this other category. Only few years back, this other category has been added. So how, what are men, what are women, how how they uh, are in relationship to each other. Okay, what kind of power dynamics is taking place in the mode of production, okay, or in the means of production, what kind of relationship they have, okay, is the way we see gender is a biological thing or it's a social construct. We have to see. As I told you, this other category, the third category, this was not a focus few years back, till few years back. It has recently got important or recognition. Why? How society is looking at these things, how social changes has taken place in formation of or giving recognition of the third gender or third community. These things are very much important, and we have to see through sociological exploration why these issues, how these things, how the issue of gender is being tackled, discussed by different sociology. This is one example which we have to understand in sociology. Then we have to understand about society. There is no egalitarian society. The egalitarian society is a kind of myth. Every society is differentiated, every society is stratified. Okay. The social stratification or the social division, okay, can have different forms. Gender is one form of social stratification. Man, the relationship between man and women, the economic relationship between men and women, or the power relationship between men and women is important. In the same way, the social class is important. The middle class, the upper class, the lower working class, how they are constituted and how they operate in society, how one group is succeeding in maintaining its status quo, is maintaining in its position in society. We have to look at it. We have to see the caste system of India, how this system got its origin, how this system originated in India, what kind of scripture or what kind of Brahminical ideas were influential in starting up of this system. How this system changed over the period, what kind of changes is taking place in the society. Has caste changed or is it static? Is this static or dynamic? Is it changing? We have to look upon it. Then we have to see the issue of race. Every day you are reading about the black, white, different ethnic issues. Okay, the issues of northeastern communities in Delhi, issues of northeastern communities in Bangalore. Are these things important? How sociologists look at the issue of race, tribe, and ethnicity, we have to understand. And we can understand it through the study of sociology. We have to see the issues of tribals. Tribals are such a diverse group in this discipline of sociology. Okay, there is one question that can we record this session? We are doing the recording. You will get the recording. So that's not a problem. You will get the recording. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here that we have to deal different issues, and another important issue for the exploration of social reality is the issue of tribals. In India, tribals are such a diverse society, such a big society, such a big community. We are one of those countries which is having highest number of tribal community. Okay, and this tribal community is so much diverse from down south to north, from West India to Northeast India. There's so many different kind of tribal communities. They are so much diverse, but they all are clubbed together in constitution under Constitution of India under one category, scheduled tribe. Then we have the issue of scheduled caste. Okay, India had a problem of untouchability from different castes, from different regions of the country. Because of the issue of untouchability, they all got clubbed together under one category, scheduled caste. So the issues of OBC, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, how and why they are important, we have to look upon it. So these are the subject matter. These things you have to understand, and the theory, conceptual framework, it helps. These are the practical issues which are the very much subject matter of paper 2. So we have to understand these things through conceptual framework, theoretical framework. The study of paper 1 gives you a good conceptual and theoretical framework to explore these kind of social reality, these kind of aspects of social condition, these kind of social conditions of Indian society. Okay, so these things are very much important. Then we every day we are discussing with we are facing the different issues related with development. That is equally important. In general studies, paper 1, paper 4, and even in essay, you often get one topic related with some kind of displacement taking place, whether it's Narmada Bachao Andolan, whether it's some kind of uh, uranium mining was taking place in Meghalaya, or whether it's the issue of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh. It's these issues, the burning tribal belt is because of different kind of displacement which has taken place due to different kind of development projects. We have to understand these things. So when the state is taking up, when state is starting certain kind of development project, then what kind of impact it will have on the local indigenous community, and how sociologists look at these things. Okay, these issues, that is why these things are important. This very much subject matter of the discipline of sociology, and most of these issues have been put in the paper 2 of your syllabus, in paper 2 of the sociology syllabus. In paper 1 you have majority of conceptual and theoretical framework. This is the question of 2019. As I have given you an idea about what kind of things you have in the what you have to study in the discipline of sociology. Now you can see I will give you an analysis of only one question and one question paper, and then you will understand. You will have get good understanding about what is the nature of question. See the first question. It's a direct question that discusses the historical antecedents of the emergence of sociology as a discipline. So as I told you, that discipline emerged under one special social context. It was a European context. Okay, and see, if you will start the preparation of the subject, and when you will start studying it, you have to deal with the emergence of the system, and you can see that there is a direct question from that one very basic topic, which is the very first unit of paper 1. So you often get very direct question in which you don't have to rely on so many sources. If you have a good understanding of these things, you can write a good answer and you will score well. And you are getting very direct questions. Then we have a one question that this called Davis and Moore made it clear that the social stratification is a functional necessity, and this topic is very much part of the syllabus. And if you will read it, you can approach these questions very directly, very easy way, and it's quite possible you will score much good mark. You will have very good score in the paper. So you can see that this is the question paper from the first paper of the sociology optional, and often questions are asked in a very direct manner, straightforward. There is not much complication. So that is why if you have a good understanding, if you put a little bit of effort in preparation, it's quite possible you will score much better marks in your sociology option. Now I want to focus on many other things. You can see the syllabus, etc., from your internet also. It's available on your UPSC website and other different other websites also. I'll discuss slightly about the material. As I told you, if you are preparing for this subject, sociology options you are opting, then you don't have to rely on many sources. If you rely on many sources, then your preparation will be very much difficult. You won't be able to cover your syllabus, and then everything will be got so much scattered, so much complicated that you won't be able to finish your syllabus on time, and you won't be able to score good marks. In order to do preparation, what you have to do, you have to rely on the coaching you are taking and your class notes. Class notes are very much important. First thing is your class notes, because the if you are focusing on class notes, it will be according to the each and every topic of your syllabus. So class notes is one thing which is important. Then besides class note, you can take help of one or two studies. One book by Harlambas, it's good enough. And if you want to read some the portion of theory, especially Marx, Durkheim, Weber, etc., then you can take help of George Ritchie. So besides, if you, as I told you that in order to prepare social jobs in a good manner, what you have to do, you have to focus on your class notes. You have to develop sociological concepts. You have to read few basic concepts. You have to develop good understanding of theory part, especially Marx, Weber, Durkheim, uh, Mead, Archimedes, and Parsons. And you should not refer to, or you should not consult many books. You should focus and you should confine yourself to one or two standard books and your classroom. That will suffice. That will suffice, and you can prepare this subject in 3 to 4 months of in a span of 3 to 4 months. If you give a little bit of effort, you will have a good understanding of different concepts of this subject. You will have a good understanding of different theories of this subject, and if you are having a good understanding of the concept theories, the applied portion of the sociology, different issues, problems of society, that can be understood in a much more way, in a refined way, much more finer way, much more sophisticated way. And the sociological understanding, the sociological imagination which you will develop after the study of this subject, it will help you in writing a good analytical essay. Also, it will help you in your general studies paper 1. Also, it will help you in general studies paper 4. Also. That is why you can opt for this subject. This is a quite a scoring subject. You will have good chances of getting selected if you are opting for this. Okay. Okay, that's all. I would like to I would like to answer any question if you are having. Okay, if you are having any answer, any question, you can ask me. I have got three queries. First is that, is this a new institute? Yes, we are comparatively new institute. We are a new institute. How many successful condensers? This year we have two successful students. We had two successful students, and Gaurav Sir is taking care of the general studies, and me, Chandan Bhardwaj, I'll be teaching you the sociology option. Okay, so and besides that, we have a coaching program for public administration. We are comparatively newer, but we are focusing on quality education. We are focusing on quality training. We giving personalized attention to each and every student, and because of these efforts, we are succeeding in a very shorter span of time. We have succeeded in getting good results. This year also we had one selection. Okay, now we had another question that could you record this session? We have recorded this session, so you'll get the recording. There is no problem for that. Okay, uh, is there any another query, any kind of question, any observation you have? You can ask me. Okay. If it's there, it's fine. If it's not there, then again it's fine. No issue. It was a nice session. It was nice interacting with you all. I wish you all the best for your future endeavor. Thank you.